The sun isn't out yet, and the birds have just started singing. You can see the clouds moving quickly as the pressure in the air changes. The herald of morning makes its way to this part of the world. We're up in the Costa Rican mountains. At 5,300 feet, the air is cool, fresh. These early hours are sacred to me. Connection with life through breath. I like to take my time as I ease into the day to savor these first few hours of each new morning. Sadhana is the word given by the yogis to spiritual practice. It means the way of attainment. I'm still figuring out what exactly I'm trying to attain, but after 11 years of a daily morning routine like this, I think I'm starting to understand. So it's still quite early. I think it's just a little bit past 6. Yeah, not yet 6:30. I find that the first few hours in the morning are really precious, sacred time. And I try to use that time as wisely as I can. I'm going to get into a little study. See a couple birds playing right over there in the tree. The sun is just about to peek over the mountain there. And I'm almost done with my tea. It's about 6:39. The first little ray. Yesterday morning I recorded a Gayatri meditation with the loop pedal in my guitar as I was watching the sunrise. Kind of nervous. It was really special, really inspiring. I want to show you guys this. This is beautiful. The day has begun. Wow, it gets so bright so fast. Oh. Today is a special day because we have a delivery coming from the hardware store. The truck's gonna drive up the mountain and make a delivery of some supplies and things to get started on the work on the land here. So I'm really pumped about that. Alright, we got all the rocks. Our homie Adolfo's heading off. And now we gotta move the rocks up there. And I also have a fire circle tonight. I'm gonna share a fire ritual with the sangha, with the community here, some of the practitioners. So I'm excited about that as well. And I felt like it'd be a good idea to make a vlog where I share a little bit of the behind the scenes look at the community here and the practices that we do. So I have a really beautiful circle of people that I gather with every week usually, and for the past 2 years it's been pretty regular. At least every week we gather and we come around a fire and we chant mantras and do different yoga practices together as a community. And it's really beautiful. We have a small little fire temple here in the mountain, and I want to show you guys that because it's a really special place to me, and yeah, and I'm excited to go there later. So let's do it. All right, it's time to go. We're gonna go down. I'm gonna take you to the fire temple. Come on. Hands full. Alright, we have arrived. I'm gonna take you guys up. Hey! I'm making a video on the temple. Yeah. You look all fresh.
I went in the river.
Oh, yay!
Yeah.
Okay, great. I'm gonna pull some things up and start getting set up.
Cool. I'll be over in a few minutes.
Amazing, thank you. Yay. All right, we're going up. happens. So here we are, a place where we practice fire ritual and yoga and all sorts of magic. I'm gonna go down and get the rest of the stuff to bring it up and then start getting set up. Okay, we got all the things. I'm actually gonna set you guys over here so you can see a little better. Well, first, let me show you the view here. You can see the mountain.
but the story will unfold. The dragon loved the horizon, history untold. Almighty gods of war, lead us fame and glory. We shall be victorious.
So we're here. We're gonna start setting up a little bit. We're expecting about 10 people tonight, which is a good number, especially during rainy season. During the high season, dry months, which are start in December, things pick up a little bit, and last year we were capping it at 16. So we got these new cushions made, which are nice.
It's like it's taken very seriously as a role in the moon dance. The women who kopal the whole time, 24/7 during the whole dance in my life. I mean, I love kopal. You want some?
Yeah. Smudge me. I'm being smudged.
Through the storm, the shadows of the north, the name will numb the foes. Beyond the distant land, the legend will be told. The dragons of the horizon, history unfolds.
I'm making a movie. Your faces are not in it unless you want to be in it. Sue's back from the jungle. I need to get that face. Look at her smiling. All the lovely people. I like how the sun comes out after the... Oh, Jamie's right there in the frame. Look at her.
It's okay.
Yeah, for sure. I have a brother who's 3 years older than me. I would love to do a bonding ceremony. I think it's long past due.
Side of Costa Rica, visiting Jessica, and Grant made some space for me to unfurl in his old place.
It was perfect,
This is
yeah.
perfect timing.
Yeah.
Had so many great days that are like top days of the year. You know, it's like, oh, this one was better than the last one. I'm happy to be sharing this next ceremony with all of you, which will be somewhat of a continuation of our ceremony and a whole new ceremony with all of you. So blessed and grateful to be here.
Thank you, Spencer. Way to start us off in our hearts. Boom. Thank you, brother. It really inspired me to reach out to my bro, because I'm going to see him and I need to do that thing with him. It just feels important.
Yeah.
I'll have to counsel with you both, and you can give me some tips on how to
Yeah.
do the
Learned a
thing.
lot today.
Counting the days. I'm just so grateful to sit with everyone and received some very clear transmissions on really tuning into what it is that I need in order to feel completely centered, grounded, and safe.
Anyway, so yeah, that's been my journey today. I'm so happy to be here. I've not been present at this new format that you're doing, so very happy, and I'm also very happy that I'm sitting in such a circle of amazing, heavyweight, beautiful beings.
Does anyone have questions about Bhuta Shuddhi? Elan, you're the only one who's new to the format, but you're gonna just drop it in. You know the bija mantras?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. That's all. Pretty straightforward.
Okay.
Akasha, you mentioned the locks. You're good with the locks? Any questions about it?
Yeah, I'm good with them.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
These new seats, which are really so great for getting the heel underneath the perineum. And I recommend that at some point practicing that, just to experience how that affects the process with the bandhas. I say it takes like 12 years to master this asana. Siddhasana. Siddhasana is where we put the heel underneath the perineum. And I haven't done it for 12 years, so I don't know. I can't vouch. But I am experiencing a continuous deepening in it, which tells me that there's something, that it's moving somewhere. And having these cushions has been, especially with this practice, has been really, because yoga is about learning how to sit so that we can internalize and become aware of our source. And all the different tools and technologies that we have available to us are just to help bring us into that state of being able to sit with ourselves and really, really appreciate the simplicity of having everything that we need always. And of course, this is also a practice of Kundalini Yoga, and the process of Kundalini Yoga is coming into relationship with a force that's quite enormous and kind of doesn't give a shit about our petty little stories and things about how we feel, and ultimately I believe wants just the best for us. I suppose it's just like a personal share on that topic, working with trying to understand this force over the course of, I suppose, 2016 was when I was really introduced to traditional Kundalini Yoga through my teacher Steve, and seeing how that related to the fire ritual practice, because I'd already been practicing with another teacher of mine, and eventually the two kind of just came together. Like all my study and practice with Hatha Yoga started to inform and affect my ritual practices, mostly because I was able to sit better. It was just what I learned over time, just learning how to sit, learning how to actually be in the stability of my spine and in the stability of my heart, and to hold a continuous stream of awareness for long enough for something to shift, I suppose, is a good way to look at it. Because I think that in a concentration practice, any concentration practice, it's like learning to hold concentration for longer than our attention span is normally trained to hold our attention. Because, let's face it, the attention span has been kind of fucked up due to, I guess, the mind. But like learning to hold the concentration for longer. And again, this is my own personal process and just things that I'm learning, so hopefully it's helpful in some way, or maybe you resonate or relate. But like in that process of the holding, if I'm holding a mantra, for example, I'm doing japa with my mala, or I'm holding a count with my pranayama, or I'm holding an asana, or whatever it is, whatever tool I'm using. In the practice of yoga, there's multiple layers of energy that are being developed, right? And as we get into the states of dharana that a practice like this really provides to a group, concentration, the little pieces of my nervous system that are kind of like not quite trained yet, I guess, to channel the energy in a single direction, those parts start to rub. Like I start to feel like the friction of that. And that can be physically, like for years I worked through this thing in my hip. It was so wretched. I remember sitting in a Vipassana and it was like my left hip, man. It was just, you know what I mean? Has that ever happened to you guys?
Very
Like,
well.
part of your back, like some part of your spine and your shoulder, like one part of your body is just like, and I just remember dealing with this thing, and I started to learn that what I was trying to do was to fight something. I was just in a conflict, basically. I was in conflict with some part of myself, and I wasn't even aware of that. And as soon as I made that kind of switch to no longer be in conflict to the thing, it was like the energy could move through that area. And usually there was something there that I was not seeing. Like I had to, like it was like I was trying to illuminate. I would bump up against that thing and I would start to fight it. I would be in this conflict with it. But my awareness hadn't reached the level of subtlety yet to be aware of what it was. And therefore the practice, the repetition, just showing up again and again and again. Eventually it was just like, and then I was like, oh, that's it. You guys know what I mean? This has happened to you? Like probably many times. The withdrawal of the energy away from the conflict is literally like a process of feeding the fire. And so, just like I'm feeding the fire with wood, learning where that fire sits inside of me, so that I can fan the flame in the right place, and I can position the wood in the right way, just like our posture, so that as I, because when we're chanting, there's this pump. It's just like and it's fanning. So, good luck tonight, and may we all fan the flames well, so that we can have a little bit less of those little niggling obstructions, even if we don't know what they are. Half the time we don't, because if we did, we would let them go. But may this be as it is, our community altar, so that we can release what's not serving us and do that in a joyous, coherent way together. Thank you for listening.
Could you say a few things about the walks you're talking about? So
Yes. Yeah, so this comes from Hatha Yoga. We have Mula Bandha at the root, Uddiyana Bandha at the navel, and then Jalandhara Bandha at the throat. You don't need to remember the names. Root, navel, throat. And the word bandha has a couple different translations. In the modern context, it's often seen as lock. I prefer the translation of tie. And the reason I like to think of it as a tie, it is a lock too, but energy passes through it. And if we look at the nervous system and we look at the structure of the spine and the way that energy runs from the brain down, we have the third eye here, right? Sitting at the command center. But energy travels down the brain, through the spine, and out through the nerves into the periphery. Yeah? And it's said that through the practice of bandha, pranayama takes place. Pranayama being not just breath control, but the control of the life force. Because the life force is seeking, it's coming out through our senses and it's engaging with the world, right? And as we go through the stages of yoga, we get to the point where the senses must be withdrawn. The energy stops going out and it starts to come in. But how to do that is a alchemical process, which involves the locks or the ties. Because we have the muscles at the pelvic floor, which there's actually 3 sets of muscles there at the root. That lift of Mula Bandha is, we advance in the practice, it becomes less and less of a muscular activity and more of an energetic activity, but we have to start with the mechanical part of that, which is the lift of the anal sphincter muscles and the pelvic floor muscles. And that immediately stops the energy from leaking downward. Yeah. So that's why the heel and the perineum is helpful, because that automatically stimulates the lift there. Then we have Uddiyana, the drawing in at the navel. That also puts pressure on the vagus nerve, redirecting the so that we're redirecting the energy impulses that are normally going down, and they're coming back in. Uddiyana means flying upward, sending it up. It also takes pressure off of the heart, this work at the abdomen, and then all of a sudden the seal at the top. So then now this channel here is not leaking anymore. Yeah. And so all that energy that all the energy that gets moved around, because we're moving a lot of energy in this process, can stay. Yeah. Is that helpful?
Yes.
Great.
Question. I remember when you would say, keep your navel in, keep your navel back.
Yeah.
Assuming that's what you're talking about, the lock.
Yeah.
Bandha.
Yes.
And when I do that, keeping my navel in, I found that my breath wants to be more like up in my chest.
Yes.
I'm wondering if that's because I'm like holding this in too much.
Yeah.
And should this be like more of a subtle holding?
Yeah.
Or should it be like belly in, belly back?
Yeah. It'll be easy to demonstrate. I'll just show. So we're toning. So let's say we're toning lam, and we finish toning lam. If I finish the tone is an exhale. Lam, my awareness is at my root. Lam, I get to the end of the exhale, and then I'm going to hold out for a moment, and I'm going to apply the locks. Watch what I do next. Could you hear my breath?
Mm-hmm.
Could you see what was happening?
I think so.
The breath goes into the spine.
Uh-huh.
So it does 2 things. One is it's almost, you'll feel almost like you're bypassing the lungs if you do it right, and the breath will move to the posterior, and it will feel like it's feeling, if you do it right, if you maintain, because you can't maintain while you're inhaling, right? It's impossible. But you can maintain the inner movement of the lower navel, and I'm lifting my chin, and I'm holding that lock still, and my pelvic floor is lifting, and then I start to inhale, but I don't go like this, which is what happens if I lose the bandha. And now this is just it's a practice, so don't worry if it's clunky at first, but you'll start to feel the breath will start to move in and be drawn down, and it fills up from the base all along the length of the spine. And I don't know if you saw my eyes, but my eyes start to do the automatically, and my tongue. I'm not thinking about what my tongue or my eyes are doing, but as the energy goes up, they just naturally, it's like a cobra.
You go up.
Yeah, because everything gets, yeah. So that's the idea.
Cool.
Is that helpful?
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, these are useful to know going in, because if you pay attention, they actually start to happen just as the energy comes in. Yeah.
Thank you.
But having an awareness of it helps to, yeah. Because initially we have to have a little bit of an external push from the mind to get the muscles to start to cooperate and to get them to work. But as the mind starts to go back and the practice starts to take over, then you're just on the ride. Yeah. That was a good question though, thank you. Thanks for letting me share a little bit.
Yeah.
There's stages to where the tongue is placed depending on how the energy is flowing. I recommend to start to practice with the tip of the tongue just behind the 2 front teeth. Just go ahead and put it there for a sec. Yeah, upper. Go ahead and put your tip of your tongue behind your 2 front teeth and hold it there. And now widen the tongue. So you keep the tip up, but you let the tongue go wide. And you'll notice that softens the back of the tongue and the jaw and the throat. If you press the tongue hard to the palate, go ahead and do that. Notice how that hardens. So that's the idea of force versus, right? We just learn to get the right position and the right alignment and pay attention in the right way. And then the energy flows. So the tip of the tongue behind the 2 front teeth, wide tongue. You'll hear me say that because it bears reminding. And if your tongue starts to, like if my tip is up and this is the roof of my mouth, the tongue sometimes starts to go like that and creep back. And if that happens, just let it happen. And if it starts to get up in the uvula, keep going. There's good stuff up in there. That's where the amrita is. You wanna drink all that goodness and not let it go into your gastric fire where it will just be destroyed. There's good secretions in the back here coming down. This guy knows. You guys know this. This is yogic lore, but it's legitimate. You read about it, but it's like, wait till you do it, and you're like, oh, it's all that yummy goodness. Yeah. We're a freaking chemistry lab waiting to be powered up, man. So let's do it. Enough of my talking. I want to chant. Thank you guys.
Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya.
prayer circle down. I think it's time for bed. It's been a good day. See you guys in the next one. Bhuva swaha tatsamiturvarenyam Bhargo devasya dhimahi yo yo na pracho